being on or about 6:30 on August 11, 2025, I call the meeting of the Easton Conservation Commission to order. This meeting is being conducted remotely. Remote attendance shall count towards a quorum. Let's begin, as we always do, with a roll call vote to establish quorum. Carroll, present.
Goodman, present.
Spady, present.
So seeing as we have a quorum, we'll turn to our agenda. First item is general public comment. If anyone here is here for general public comment, please raise your hand using the Zoom function and we'll promote you to panelist.
Nope, everybody's here for a meeting.
Seeing no one here for general public comment, let's move on to hearings and possible deliberations. First up is 42 Caroline Road, which is a request for determination of applicability for the construction of a 20 by 20 garage and driveway.
Good evening. You guys hear me tonight and see me? I will pull up the plan.
We can hear you, we can see you. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the introduction, Ben. For the record, Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group, representing the homeowner tonight. This is an RDA for the, a new 20-foot by 20-foot garage in the front of the property. Quick overview of the site. Off to the east, or the back of the property, we have a drainage way which ties into a BVW. The 50-foot and 100-foot buffers to that are shown on the plan. The proposed garage is this little square right here in the front right corner. The proposed garage is 125 feet from the drainage way. We've provided a 12-inch filter mitt surrounding the project and site access, which is all going to be outside the 100-foot buffer. It is, however, within the 200-foot zone. So this is an existing disturbed lawn area. There will be no proposed grade changes associated with the project. We provide a dewatering location if required in the front yard right next to the proposed structure. This one's pretty straightforward. The site is in an ACEC, so no impervious driveway. We're proposed gravel. That's this kind of little curvy driveway in. What else? The staff report had requested details for the proposed structure, which have been provided by the client to the commission. It's a pretty basic 20-foot by 20-foot garage with a single bay door in the front. Conservation posts are existing on site. We came to the commission about 5 years ago for the replacement of the septic system. So that is all done and stabilized. The posts were installed at that time. There was one post that had been removed at time of inspection, which I would imagine will be replaced as part of this project if it has not been addressed already. Lastly, we're proposing silt sacks out in the catch basins just to protect the drainage ways from Caroline Road. Any questions from the commission on this one?
Again, let's start with, do you have any staff comment?
It looks like this is only under the bylaw, not under Wetland Protection Act, since that's not a perennial stream. So riverfront is only under the bylaw. But that's it.
So the permit here is only under the bylaw?
Correct, yeah.
All right. I have no additional questions or comments for you, Peter. Anybody else on the commission?
Same, I'm good.
Nothing at this time.
So, and
Any
Phil joined us.
Hi, everyone.
Phil, did you hear the presentation for 42 Caroline?
I did, and I also read up on it earlier, so I'm satisfied with this. Thank you.
Peter, any objection to Phil voting on this?
Nope, not at all.
Thank you. Any public comment here for 42 Caroline Road? Seeing none, Peter, I assume you'd like to close?
Please.
Motion to close the public hearing for 42 Caroline Road.
second,
Carol motion, Goodman second. Roll call vote. Carol, I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Motion to issue a determination under the bylaw noting a -2 and 3 for 42 Caroline Road.
Vecchio, second.
Carol motion, Vecchio second. Roll call vote. Carol, I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna stick around for the COCs, but I'll give you guys back control. Thanks.
See you soon. Up next is 51 Rockland Street, which is a notice of intent for barn demo, single-family home, septic, driveway, and restoration.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. My name is Bill Buckley. I work for Bay Colony Group, and I'm here representing the applicant, the Daltons. And this is a notice of intent that we're filing for, as you just stated, a demolition of an existing barn, construction of a single-family home, construction of a driveway, and a septic system. And what I'd like to do is if I could share my screen.
Yes, please.
So let me just put this up first. So we can just show you kind of give you an idea of the location. We actually were before the commission in the last year or so for a abbreviated notice of resource area delineation. So this is the site, it's 51 Rockland Street, and I'm just outlining it with my handle. It contains an existing single-family house. You can see here, kind of hard to see the driveway. I'll show you on the drawing in a minute, but it kind of is a U-shaped here, and then it goes to the back. Here's the garage that exists, and it wraps around this area back here. You can see a lot of it is being used. The owner is puts in concrete foundations. So this area will be, of course, removed. All the barn will be removed, and all of that. Construction supplies will be removed as well. As you can see, the site is bordered on the left and the north by single-family homes. This is the American Legion down here. Single-family homes to the right. This is owned by the Town of Easton, this large area. This is actually, if you go a little bit further north, this is the headwaters of Beaver Brook, which goes kind of through this area. You can see the thread of the stream goes under Rockland Street. And then below the bottom here on the south side, those are also single-family homes. So let me now stop sharing this, and I want to share another drawing, which is much busier. And that's not the one I wanted to share.
Can you all hear me?
Oh, did you hear me?
I seem to be having a tech issue with Zoom that I'm going to have to exit the program and come back in. I apologize to do this in the middle of a presentation.
Okay, I'll wait.
All right, please continue. I apologize.
Okay, thank you. So this plan is very busy, and I apologize for it. I think you've seen it already because this was the ANRAD plan that was filed. So this site contains riverfront area.
Sorry, Bill, we're looking at the aerial photo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't want you to get too far ahead without
Yeah, I guess.
letting you
Let's
know.
see. Any luck?
Not yet.
Okay.
We got it.
Got it, right? So, again, this is it's very busy. And because the site contains riverfront area, it contains isolated land subject to flooding, it contains bordering land subject to flooding on a small portion of it. It has isolated freshwater wetlands. It has BVW. So over here on the right side, as we're looking at it, here's the river, of course, the stream that goes through here. And what I've done is I've kind of highlighted in this blue, this would be the inner riparian area, and this heavier blue would be the outer riparian area. This yellow, this lighter yellow is the isolated land subject to flooding that goes down this area here. And what I didn't highlight on the next drawing, but this is where the isolated wetland is. I think you can see it through here, kind of meanders around. And then along the outside here, this is bordering vegetated wetland that runs next to the stream. And finally, there's a vernal pool in this area here. And then off-site is a vernal pool as well. So the lot itself is about 3.4 acres. It contains about 300 feet of frontage along Rockland Street. It's about 200 feet east of the intersection of Allen Road, maybe 750 feet deep. And as we discussed, or we talked about, is the purpose is to tear down this barn. And then what we'll be doing is using this existing gravel driveway, upgrading some of it, because part of it's gravel, part of it is concrete, and putting in a new single-family home in this area. So let me again stop share and go to my next drawing, which would be this. This drawing is very colorful. Kind of a blow up of the area we just talked about. So let me just kind of talk you through it. This is just a cutout, but this is the area down here. This is the existing gravel driveway. It picks up right here, turns into concrete. Again, it goes around gravel, the existing barn, which is in this location here. The proposed home is along this point here. It's approximately the same size. It's like 6 square feet. The footprint of it is 6 square feet or so bigger than the barn. I'm going to talk you through all of these different colors. We spent some time working on it because of the fact that we're in riverfront area and we're asking for waivers as well. So what we've done is we've done restoration, we've done mitigation, and we've worked very hard try and meet the standards. We've worked with Jennifer on several iterations of this. So this heavier red, this hatched red, this is a restoration area. And there are 4 restoration areas. And what those are those areas where we'll be taking up the driveway and putting in either, for example, this area would be grass, and this area, restoration area, is a mix of trees and shrubs. We're picking up, this is a shed right here that's going to be taken out, and that we totaled that as approximately 6,130 square feet. The mitigation areas are listed over here. So this is mitigation area 1, this is mitigation area 2, and then down here, this is mitigation area 3 along the edge here, and this would be mitigation area 4. And those are a combination of wildflower mixes and again, trees and shrubs. And the mixture of trees is on the right there, red maples, white oaks, red cedars, high bush blueberries, spice bush, a mixture of it throughout the area. And the purpose of this is for twofold. First is to comply with the Wetlands Protection Act, working within the riverfront area, ensuring that you have enough restoration or mitigation. And I think one of the key things to point out here is the amount of impervious area when we're done will be less, and I think significantly less, between 30 and 35% less than the existing condition. So that is one of the requirements of work of a previously degraded area. You have to make the condition better, or at least maintain it, and we're definitely making it better. Over here on the left side, as you're looking at the drawing, you can see, I know it's difficult, but right along the edge here, this is actually the BVW, this is the tree line. It's all grassed throughout this area. And so what we've done here is, again, these are enhancement areas through here. And this is that previously mentioned mitigation area. And what that's done is that's enabled us to move the grass. You know, we will be removing the grass so that it's at least 25 feet away from the bottom of this slope here, which will be where we're building part of the construction of this new home. And then that area there, as I previously discussed, is going to be a wildflower mix. And on top of that, what we're proposing is on top of the slope, we'll be putting in a picket rail fence or a split rail fence along the top, which will be a visual barrier for anybody living there to know, hey, don't go beyond that. These are wetland, or these are conservation areas or restoration areas or mitigation areas. And then we'll put signage on it, the typical sign that the commission requires on. So the fencing will have a signpost to create a visual barrier. We're moving it away. We're moving all of the activity away that is currently there. That is either gravel, either grass, or just it's not quite gravel and not quite grass. It's just disturbed area around the barn and along in the rear as well. So for our total net environmental benefit, which is what I'll call it, is approximately 6,130 square feet of restoration and 4,439 square feet of mitigation. And I think I'll stop right there. I could show, if the commission wants to see it, I can also show you, well, let me show you anyways, the building. So as you can see, it's a fairly modest home. It's about 38 by 27. The front is what you're looking at on the left side. This would be here. It's 2 stories, which that barn is actually 2 stories as well. So this would be the front, kind of facing the rear. They will have a deck along the back. This is a covered porch, and this is a entrance down into the basement.
Thank you. Could you show us the floodplain on the plan?
Sure. Let me go back to this. So this I've highlighted in yellow here. So this is the floodplain that goes through here. and when I say floodplain, this is the isolated land subject to flooding. The floodplain is this heavy blue line. So there's no activity taking place within the bordering land subject to flooding, but within the isolated land subject to flooding, which is this yellow line, this is the area that we're working in. And it's about 488 cubic feet of filling. You know, this area here, which is the area that's being disturbed, the elevation of it is around 189.5 or so, and we're filling it to roughly, or the flood elevation is, it varies, but I'll say roughly 189.7. So it's 488 cubic feet of filling. And I'm trying to give people a feel for that. So what I was calculating today was, so if you have a 28-foot above ground pool,
Mm-hmm.
and you dropped the water level a foot in the wintertime, because you want to get it below the skimmer, you'd be dropping it around 10 inches. That's the amount of water that's being displaced by this work that were proposed. So in my email, or I'm sorry, in my notice of intent, the memo, you know, I discussed that and the different elements that go with working in isolated land subject to flooding involved flood damage due to filling, which causes lateral displacement of water that would otherwise be confined. It's just my opinion that that de minimis amount of water is not going to cause flood damage. The second element is adverse effect on public or private water supply or groundwater. And the site's not within a zone 2 of the town's water supply. It talks about adverse effect of the capacity of said area to prevent pollution of the groundwater, where the area is underlain by pervious material, which is covered by mat, organic peat or muck. And I point out the area being filled is lawn, and it's neither organic peat or muck. And then finally, the impairment of its capacity to provide wildlife habitat, where said area is vernal pool habitat, and the area is lawn, and it's not vernal pool habitat. The vernal pool habitat is down there on the left as you're looking at the drawing in the woods. So that was the elements that we addressed when we're talking about altering that area.
Okay. Jen, any staff comment here?
I really don't have much additional. Bill and I went back and forth a few times, a couple office visits to get him, you know, to the point where he is tonight. In your packet, you did get a copy of the state law and the local bylaw for riverfront area, and the state law and the local bylaw for land subject to flooding. And it looks like, you know, he does meet those requirements now. You also got a copy of the calculation worksheet, so you could go each step of the way and add it all up and see that he is meeting the mitigation and restoration requirements for riverfront area.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any additional comments from members of the commission?
I'd just like to say I enjoyed the presentation from the aspect of it was explained, and somebody who's not Jennifer or somebody with her expert level of knowledge could understand. And I also like the I've never seen an explanation like that on the water displacement, which is a great visualization and a great, you know, way to picture the amount of volume displacement. So I just enjoyed that, and I thank them for a reasonable presentation that's understandable.
Thank you.
I'm good, Mike. Well said. I'm with you.
Bill, anything you want to add?
No, enough was said. It's fantastic. Thanks.
All right, any public comment here for 51 Rockland Street?
I have to stop sharing so I can see that.
Got it.
Nope.
I assume you'd like to close.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to close the public hearing for 51 Rockland Street.
Vecchio second.
Carol motion, Vecchio second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Motion to issue an order of conditions and permit for work for 51 Rockland Street.
Spady, a second.
Carol motion, Spady a second. Roll call vote. Carol, I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Thank you.
Mr. Buckley.
Thank you.
Up next is 75 Summer Street. Notice of intent for single-family home, septic, pool, and lawn. And I believe my notes indicate, Jen, that we were waiting for a DEP file on this one. Did we ever get a DEP file?
Not that I saw when I left the building today.
Scott, do you have a DEP file?
I do.
Oh.
It is number SE 152-1850.
Thank you.
So for the record, my name is Scott Rogers from JK Homegrown Engineering. With me tonight is Eli Abukar, who will speak at the end of my presentation. So the particular parcel in question is known as 75 Summer Street. It's about 1,000 feet northeast of Blackbrook Road, the end of Blackbrook Road, and it's about 200 feet southwest of Elizabeth Way.
Scott, could you show us a plan?
I certainly will.
Thank you. Perfect.
Is that blown up enough for you?
Yep.
So this it's like an old 3-lot subdivision, and it's based on a common drive. This particular lot has frontage on Summer Street, kind of west of number 85 and number 81. So all of these lots have frontage on Summer Street, just further west, if you will. So this is the last house on the common drive. It's going to be a 5-bedroom residence. It's about 2,200 square feet footprint wise. So for the septic system, it's a 2,000-gallon 2-compartmental tank with a D-box and a leaching field located on the left-hand side of the house, or west, if you will. The leaching field's 20 by 52. So there's an existing silt sock, which you can kind of see on the plan as sort of like a hay bale line type, if you will. We're going to push that limit of work out a little bit. You can see the proposed silt sock in red. And so what will be left will be anywhere between an average of about 56 to 70 foot buffer zone from the BBW, which is on the north side of this property. Mm-hmm. There's an existing split rail fence, which you can see kind of near the back of the deck and behind the house. That'll be pushed to the silt sock, basically a foot from the silt sock on the uphill side, if you will. And medallions we placed on that new split rail fence location at 50 feet center to center. As well as on the property, there'll be a 20 by 40 foot proposed pool with a patio, and we added in a pool shed to the plans. We've shown on the plan stockpile area, which is located, front right corner of the proposed house. We also showed a concrete washout area, which is located near the driveway, in between the driveway and the silt sock area. So we did get comments from staff. We've addressed those. I believe the comments that were made are pretty much shown in red. The new location of the silt sock with the medallions on it. Concrete washout area was changed. We added in a pool shed that wasn't on the plans earlier. So with that, before I answer any questions, I'd like to turn it over to Eli, who wants to speak to the commission, if you will.
Oh, hold on. I probably have to promote him. 1 second.
Unless he's physically with you, Scott.
He is not.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. I can't see the people when the plan is up there, so
Want me to stop sharing?
nope. There he goes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Eli Abukir. I'm a resident of Easton. I have been a resident of Easton since 1996. I have two kids, Eddie, who's 28, and Kevin, who's 26. They both were born in Easton, raised in Easton, and grew up in Easton. Both my kids would love to raise their families in Easton. They love Easton so much, they want to raise their families in Easton. Eddie, not too long ago, who's my oldest son, found this lot, 75 Summer Street, and he fell in love with it. The only thing he said, Dad, it's not too deep. You know, I will not have a backyard for the kids to play. So that's why we approached Scott and we said, how can we go a little bit from a 100-foot buffer zone to a 50 or a 60-foot buffer zone, have an area for the kids. We're not going to have any structural components in the back, just the backyard, grass, and an area for the kids to play away from the pool and away from the driveway. So I would appreciate everyone's time, you know, taken to, you know, review this, our NOI and see if we can, you know, make it happen. We appreciate it very much. That's all what I have to say.
Thank you.
So with that being said, I'd like to answer any questions the commission may have.
So I think my first question is just what is currently, so the fence as it exists, the post and rail fence, was intended to be the boundary for the subdivision. What's
Correct.
behind the post and rail fence as it sits right now?
I believe it's wooded area.
So is the plan proposing to push the post and rail fence back to where it's proposed and clear all the existing wooded area and convert it to lawn?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, just to clarify, the you might call it partially wooded area. That is the restoration area for the previous violation.
So what's behind the post and rail fence is the restoration area for the previous violation.
Correct. Yep, it's the restoration area. And Ben, I only have one comment left. Just the plan still shows conservation medallions on the 50-foot buffer, and it does not show the post and rail fence. I know Scott said it would be the red line, but it just says silt sock. It doesn't say post and rail fence with the markers on the post and rail fence. So that's the only plan revision I see needed.
Would it be possible to make that a condition of a potential approval?
You could?
Questions or comments from other members of the commission?
So how far back, Mr. Chair, are we talking in the area? So like how far is the fence gonna go into the area? What's the total? Is it 20 feet we're pushing it back, or?
50.
It appears approximately 50 feet, right? Because you're looking at the 100-foot buffer is the dotted line. And I'll let Scott correct me if I'm wrong. And then we're moving that back to just outside the 50-foot buffer for the resource.
The average is about 50. Some of it's a little bit less than that, but the average is about 50.
Okay, thank you.
Questions or comments from other members of the commission?
Just one real quick, Ben. Scott, do we have a number on how many trees you believe might be coming down?
I would guesstimate about 20 trees, but that's a guesstimate basically.
Yeah, I had driven by. I had slowed down. I kind of quickly counted. It seems about in the ballpark-ish. Thank you.
Ben, I have a quick question.
Please.
Would it be interested in leaving some of the trees half chopped like we've done in other areas of town when we've had larger clearings where they basically, I believe it's called trunking the tree. Is that correct, Mike, Jen?
Top
They like, thank you. Yes, we usually leave the top bottom 6-10 feet of the trunk left. Would the property owners be willing to do that? I think that might be a fair condition to add in, especially just given how many trees there's going to be gone.
I think the intent is to create a yard area for the children, so that probably wouldn't work very well.
There wouldn't be any trees towards like the back, like silt fence or anything like that.
There would be, yeah, there would be trees that would be left undisturbed, but are you talking about keeping trees between?
Within the fence line.
Yeah, so we need to basically clear everything out, clear and grub, and then put lawn areas in.
Okay.
So what I'm struggling with here is, we're being asked to allow trees to be removed from what is functionally a mitigation area for another violation that allowed initially for the construction of a home on this lot. What is puzzling to me is that we are outside of the 50-foot buffer for the proposal, but I haven't been in a situation where, we're essentially being asked to move a limit of work marker back 50 feet.
If I may say something.
Please.
The area right now that between the 100-foot buffer zone and the 50-foot buffer zone, this area has been disturbed before, and there is not one tree right now on the job site over there in that area. They planted a couple small trees over there. When we purchased the lot, we saw a couple new trees that are about 5 to 6 feet long, but there is no trees at all in that disturbed area between the 100-foot buffer zone and the stone wall, which is approximately about 50 feet from the wetland. Right now, if you visit the site, you visit 75 State Street, in that area behind the fence, there is no tall trees at all.
So am I reading this wrong? Was this part of the mitigation area for the tree clearing that occurred, Jen?
Correct. It's part of the mitigation area. So the fence is in front of the restoration area, and the restoration is smaller trees and shrubs. There's nothing really large enough for top lopping. It was a good question by Phil, but it's not anything large enough for that.
But so these are quite literally the trees we had the developer replant.
Correct. I mean, at the time, the developer had the option to come in and get a permit for the work or to restore it. He chose to restore it. Your bylaw has a 50-foot no disturbance area. The 50-foot area would still be vegetated. If you take out the old violation and the restoration area and think about this as is this a project that you would have approved anyway? Yes, it feels like a waste because it's just been restored. But if someone came to you with a plan asking to clear trees up to the 50-foot buffer zone, just think about whether you would have approved that regardless of any restoration.
Okay. Other questions or comments from members of the commission? Seeing none, I'm gonna open this back up for public comment. Any public comment here tonight for 75 Summer Street?
I'm gonna stop sharing if that's okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's just ECAT here now. Just us.
No public comment. I assume you guys would like to close.
Yes, please.
Motion to close the public hearing for 75 Summer Street.
So moved.
Carol motion, Goodman second. Roll call vote, Carol, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Motion to issue an order of conditions and permit for work for 75 Summer Street.
Second. Vecchio, second.
Carol motion, Vecchio second. Roll call vote, Carol, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good night, sir.
Since Peter's waiting here, do you want to skip to the COCs?
Yeah, of course. Peter, which COC are you here for? I should probably know that.
Lantern
Okay.
Lane.
So we'll move over to certificate of compliance and take 10 Lantern Lane. Well, there's two of them.
And 68 Beaver Dam, it looks like.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I have that one too. Yeah. So is
Right, so
he?
let's start with 68 Beaver Dam. Peter, are you still here?
He might have hopped somewhere else thinking we would be longer. Okay, well, we tried.
We'll go back to the agenda. So amendment to existing permit. We have 642 through 644 Turnpike Street.
They've requested a continuance to 8/25.
To 8/25.
Correct.
Right. Motion to continue 642, 644 Deep Turnpike Street to the August 25th, 2025 meeting of the Easton Conservation Commission.
Vecchio, second.
Carol motion, Vecchio second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Moving to certificates of compliance, 20 Meeting House Lane.
Yeah, not all the posts are set in concrete. That's the only issue, which means they could possibly be moved.
Are some of them set in concrete? I hate to ask like that.
I think there were 3 on the property. One was missing and they have to reinstall it. The other one looked pretty solid, and then one of them is pretty loose. I warn everyone I'm going to kick them, so they know I'm going to kick them to make sure they're in the concrete.
Yeah.
You meant the post, right, Jen?
Yeah. Kick the post.
You nailed that one, Phil. So
I don't know if there's a closing or not.
I just hate holding people up over this, but it's the devil's in the details. So literally the only issue is we have some defective posts.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, our next meeting is the 25th, which isn't, you know, a year away. So I think we continue this one. Anybody feel otherwise?
I agree.
It's not too far away. I think we should give them another chance and see if they can get it right by then.
Yeah.
They're in the right place, right? There's just that they're just not. I just want to.
They're just
Stake in the ground.
Got it.
And Jen, is it every post, or I'm sorry, just a few?
Every post.
I think they said one of them was missing as well.
Oh, geez, yeah.
So out of 3, 2 of them not so great.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't need a motion or anything. You just take no action.
No action. The next 3 are all Peter's. Peter, are you back?
I wonder if he has another meeting in another town and is doing double duty.
All right, so let's call 68 Beaver Dam Road.
That's him as well. Skip down to minutes, since actually I'll send a note in the chat. let us know when he's ready.
Okay.
And then just I would move through the rest of the agenda.
All right, that's fine. So up next is board discussion, review meeting minutes, 7/21/25. Anybody have a chance to review and want to make a motion?
Motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Thank
Second.
you, Mike.
There you go.
Spady a motion, Goodman second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Up next is CPC meeting. So there is a CPC meeting on 8/14/25. None of our current applications will be on for that meeting. Still might not be a bad idea to just go attend. It's my understanding that they'll be discussing goals for the CPC in the upcoming year. And we're also going to have a executive session meeting September. Do we have a date for that, Jen? Is it the 25th?
I think it's 15. Hang on. 15th.
September 15th, which is not the next meeting, but it's the following, to discuss
Correct.
just globally Tufts Farm.
Okay.
After that is chair updates. That I don't have any updates at this time. And environmental planner updates.
I gave you guys a copy of the letter I sent about the Mass Ready Act and 560 Foundry. They're recently cleared phase 2 that's on the other side of the river. They called me and said they had a number of dead trees that were just past the limit of work, and they were concerned about them falling on the brand new construction. So I walked the property with them. Gave them the okay to remove the trees that were dead and right up against, basically right up against the limit of work line. And so they did provide you with a letter and a plan to show you exactly where they were, and they're asking for that minor modification to be okay. I can put it on the screen if you like.
Do we need a formal motion?
I would say yeah.
All right.
There's so many, it's good, especially a project this size, to keep everything in track.
Yes, please. Did you want to show us something?
Oh, I mean, I can show you the plan if you like. It was in your packet.
No. I motion to issue a minor modification, 560 Foundry Street for tree trimming.
Vecchio, second.
Carol motion, Vecchio second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
And then, sorry, Jen.
Mike, you had a meeting with the Climate Action Committee, and I didn't know about it until after the agenda, so I posted the agenda. So is that something you want to?
Sure. Yeah, so we had our Climate Action Committee meeting. So I don't know if you guys know really what it's doing, but what this group is doing is we're trying to get an action plan ready for our town in the next, say, 10 to 20 years, what we're going to do during the environmental change and impact. So we're kind of right now, in my opinion, very preliminary stages. We're kind of collectively getting information and what we think is more important than others. So I brought up a lot about our open space plan, which a lot of people were unaware of, and what it provides to our town and resource of what we know what's going on in our woods. I brought up a lot about our ponds in town and dams, of how maybe getting rid of some dams in town would be pretty beneficial, and also just pond cleanup for, just long-term success of our habitats in our town. And then also we talked a lot about mosquito spraying and pesticides. So, trying to get ahead of that 8 ball before we make a big band-aid with pesticides, and hopefully we can make a strong habitat ecosystem that can control itself and handle it. So some of the topics, sure there'll be more down the road, but that's what I got. It was really fun otherwise. That was a great time, actually.
Thanks for sharing, Mike. That's great.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Here it is, just in time.
Peter, we'll take you when you're ready.
You got me. I'm back. Thank you.
Of course.
All right, about that.
So we're going to go back. Do you have a preference on where we start? 68 Beaver Dam, okay?
Sure.
All right, so let's begin with 68 Beaver Dam.
Okay.
And Peter, we can't see you, or at least I can't.
Oh, yeah. my thing's down. There we go. Do you guys need me to pull up a plan on this, or what do you need out of me? I apologize. I'm just getting back in here.
If you wouldn't mind, it'd be helpful.
Sure. 68 Beaver Dam Road. See. Yeah, can you guys see if I actually I should have it on the PDF. Easton septic plan. Our COC should be right here. As-built plan, that's what I'm looking for. So I will share this with you guys. Plan is sharing, but sideways. All right. I'm back with you. So we're here tonight for requesting certificate of compliance for 68 Beaver Dam Road. This was a notice of intent relative to a septic repair. The design was done a little almost a year ago now. The system has been installed. To my knowledge, the site is stabilized and the markers are in place. If the commission has any questions on this one, I can try to answer them.
Nope.
Jen, any staff comment on this one?
Ready for a full COC?
Motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 68 Beaver Dam Road.
Second.
Carol motion, Goodman second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
SGLI.
So let's move on to 10 Lantern Lane.
Right. Can you
And
guys apologize? Can you guys see my screen if I just pull up the CAD drawing versus a PDF? Can you see this?
I can see that.
Cool.
Can see that one better.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah.
so Peter, I'm sure you're aware of this. We have two COCs on this. One is for the septic system. The other is for the driveway repair, grading, and landscaping.
Yeah, that's correct. So just to remind the commission, we initially came to you guys for the repair of the septic system in the backyard. And then after some discussion with the homeowner, they ended up repaving the driveway, doing a little bit of grading in and around the driveway in the front yard, and they installed a paver walkway. So this as-built that you see was dated June 12th of this summer. I was out on site. I performed the survey. At the time, the lawn was very fresh. It definitely needed, some more time watering. The plants were in pretty good shape going into the summer. Obviously, the heat and lack of attention, a lot of those died. A good amount of them have been replaced. And I know the client sent the commission an email basically saying what the status was. A lot of those plants had been replaced. Some of them have already been replaced and the second take isn't going, so they're waiting on some more trees. Overall, it's just the grass is in, but it needs some more work. The client is requesting the issuance of the COC. However, I'm expecting a little bit of kickback or feedback from you guys. So Jen, or if anyone has any questions or comments, I'd be happy to listen and try to answer anything for you.
So it's my understanding that deer have been eating your mitigation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The deer and the lack of watering, it's the deer
Not the first time.
constant battle, yeah. The watering typically once we get through the first season, they do a little better on their own, but
Do you have a plant count on like how many we're missing back there?
I do not personally. I have not been out to the site since the as-built survey back in June. So like I said, it was kind of in rough shape then. And then based on the email correspondence, I know, the plants definitely need some work still.
Yeah. Jen, do you have any comments here?
Just restoration was part of the requirements. It does have to take, the They do need to put
Yeah.
that in to make sure they're not being eaten by, deer browse or rabbit, and making sure that they're watered.
Peter, like logistically, and I'm sure you understand this, the problem is once we give the COC, we don't have a mechanism to make sure everything gets complied with. The growing seasons are a requirement. Depending on how much it is and how badly the applicant would like to have some type of end to this, I think we could have a conversation about a bond. But that'd be a little atypical for a project this size.
Is there a closing, Peter?
Not to
That
my
one's scheduled.
knowledge. I don't think so.
So if,
Yeah, I guess the
browse
appropriate.
is the issue, then they should, protect the plants from browse. And, you said they were watering the front plants, but not the ones in the back. So coming up with a mechanism for watering the plants in the back as well. Maybe see what they can do in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would say a continuance would be appropriate, and we can try to get out to the site in the meantime and get a count and a percentage as far as what's taken and where we're standing with that.
Okay. So we'll take no action there.
I think that's fair.
Okay, and do you think they will try some fencing? We'll just throw that out there and let you speak with your client.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. I'm in Easton tomorrow morning, so I'll take a ride by the site and come up with a plan and get some correspondence going back and forth with what's going on and what needs to be done prior to the next meeting. If the commission finds it acceptable, I guess we'd like to get on the next meeting to try to keep this process moving. And we'll do everything we can in the meantime to up the watering schedule and get things in a little better shape out there.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you all. Have a good night. I think that's all I got for you.
Thanks, Peter.
Yes.
All right. Thanks again. See ya.
Thank you. That brings us to our last agenda item, any pertinent item not reasonably anticipated by the chair.
I just have one question, Mr. Chair, on the CPC meeting on 8/14, location and time?
It'll be here.
It's a Zoom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
CPC, yeah, it's a virtual meeting on Thursday night, and I think you start at 7.
Correct.
7, very good.
7.
Thank you.
Mike, I had thought you were asking about our executive session meeting, which is
15 September, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yep. So. Very
All
good.
right, any other item?
Nope.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Carol motion, Spadia second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good night.
Thanks all. Take care.
Well, good night. Thank you.